Okay, here goes another Rambo's rant. This topic, this time, is specifically social justice warriors and the coronavirus. So, we'll combine the two together. It's very relevant right now. So, I agree, conservatives are pushing some misinformation, like racism being a myth and systematic racism not being a problem, that it's a lie, just because there's black YouTubers like Candace Owens, Officer Brandon Tatum, the Hodge twins, saying that it's a myth, it's a lie. So now they feel entitled to repeat it as they paint over Black Lives Matter in the streets. However, they are saying a lot of truth, so I'm not against conservatives entirely. Same with liberals. I like a lot of what liberals stand for, but a lot of them are extremists. And right now I'm seeing more extremists on the liberal side, at least here in Portland. And I'm going to give a few examples. The most recent being yesterday, on the 4th of July of all days, the day that we came to America and established our independence, and it's all about our constitutional rights. Anyway, let me not start from the beginning. So what do I mean? Okay, example one. I've been vegan, or a herbivore is what it really is, for over 3 years. My beliefs, not buying leather, it's more than just a diet. Like, I support non-animal cruelty, right? So, eat like them, actually organic. So not just vegan, because you can go to Taco Bell apparently and just take out the meat and cheese and it's vegan, but I'm all natural. I'm a naturalist. That's what I call myself. I don't like processed stuff. I don't like GMOs. I don't like yellow number this, preservatives, none of that. I don't like fake. Just why I'm making this video. I don't like fake. I don't like hypocrites. Anyway, when I go into like vegan community chat rooms, they will kick me out and tell me that I'm not vegan because I support wild caught meat as a Native American. And they're like, how would you feel if you were shot, skinned, blah, blah, blah? I'm like, if I was caught in the wild in my natural environment, it's fair game. That's legitimately how I feel. There's a difference between me being on a plantation and being in a cage, shoulder to shoulder with other chickens, and being bulldozed as a cow and marching single file line, watching my brothers, sisters, and cousins get killed with a nail gun. Some countries they just beat them in the head with a sledgehammer like 20, 30 times. It's extremely cruel, but even here in America with a nail gun, still, like, it's traumatizing. Watching, like, you know what's happening? They drop dead. They drop dead. Like, cows ain't stupid. So I think it's fair that if you're in your natural environment, you live a life, and then you're hunted like every other animal in the wild, you know, you get caught. At least humans can snipe them and make it quick. You know, do a prayer, bless the meat, slit the throat, be compassionate, and use all parts of the animal. Don't be wasteful. That's how natives did it. Americans are wasteful as fuck. 50% of our food is wasted, which, okay, so this is a fact, not exaggerating. America wastes enough food in one day, we could feed the entire world 3 meals a day. Okay, so this whole, the world's overpopulated and there's too many resources is bullshit. Which kind of ties into the next thing. Okay, so social justice warriors. They're screaming how life matters. Let's stick with Black Lives Matter specifically. So abortion is one of the leading causes of black death in America. It's a fact. I can tell you from personal experience. My son almost wasn't here because of my ex-wife, who's black, wanted to abort him. Because we planned it. It was intentional. We were engaged. We planned on getting married, but her racist family found out that she was pregnant and convinced her to kill the baby because I'm white. Even though I'm really mixed, but, you know, they just see pale skin. Because racist people judge you by the color of your skin, nothing else. Anyway, so I had to talk her out of it every day because I had no say as a man. Women, feminists, don't think men should have rights. But right now in America, women have more rights than men in many categories. Like whether or not, if you're not married, whether or not the baby gets to live, which is a product of two people, not just her. And this whole she should have say over her body is bullshit, because it's not her body, it's a human life in her body that has a heartbeat after like the first week, and it was made by both people. They are really just riding around this parking lot interrupting my video. Anyway, or the name, Nurse left the hospital for an hour. I was there the whole time of my son being born, all the way until the next day, early morning. But the nurse left for an hour, came back. We were still arguing, and she said, "Sir, y'all married?" "Nope, sorry to tell you, we got to go with whatever she said. First, middle, and last name." She said she couldn't give me my last name because her brother threatened to kill me if she did. But really, it was a ploy to make me hurt to marry her, because once we got married, she changed his last name to mine. Anyway, I'm not going to get into how she was a control freak. Yada, yada, yada. So, Black Lives Matter, then why do you want black women murdering their baby? That's a life. It's another criticism. Hypocriticism? I don't think that's a word. Hypocritical move. That works. What else? It's veganism, which I am. Some things with the feminists. Oh, let's get to coronavirus. Let's just get to the big things that are important right now. Okay, so social justice warriors, the extremists, they don't really care about truth and what's right. They just care about what's trending, what's popular, so they can feel good about standing up for something. It's really attention. Look at me, look at me, look at me. It really is. I studied psychology for multiple years, but I don't really feel like breaking it down on a psychological level. I'm just going to tell you what it is. I'm telling you the truth. Either you can believe me or you can choose not to believe me regardless, no matter how much I break it down for you. But trust me, I assure you, these extremists, not all people that are standing up for, equality. I'm just saying the extremist social justice warriors in every group, whether it's vegans, Black Lives Matter, or whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so how is it that, my point was that they really want attention. They don't care about truth, because if you tell them truth and it's rational, they'll just scream at you like a child throwing a tantrum. They don't want to hear it. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Corona. How is it that you're going to say that the government's corrupt, you don't trust them, they lie to us, this, that, and the third, but then you blindly believe coronavirus, and you get mad when people don't wear a mask? You're like, I got asthma and I'm still wearing a mask. If I could wear a mask, you can wear a mask. Woo! Everybody cheers. Stupid, okay? Every single announcement they've made about coronavirus has contradicted the last. Next week contradicts the last week, back and forth. It's blatantly in our face. They're literally just testing us to see how gullible we are, to see how much we blindly just listen to stuff, which is the biggest problem in our society. Is people, we're in the age of convenience, okay? People's attention spans are like this. People just read the headline and just blindly believe whatever the headline says, or the short clip of the video that doesn't have the full context of what happened, okay? They have no idea. They don't investigate, they don't ask questions, they don't critically think, they just go with the trend. Just repost, hashtag, blindly believe. Nobody fact checks nothing. Nobody sees what sources are being paid by who. I feel like everyone needs to know how to do real journalism. Anyway, so that's a big problem. And nobody listens. They don't want to listen. Even if they're pretending to listen, not actually listen. Coronavirus. Alright, so there's been enough doctors and nurses saying that their hospital gets extra money when they have another COVID case. Nurses sending in COVID tests and they're all coming back positive, even though they sent them a bullshit test, like, that they know it shouldn't be positive because it was like empty, for example. Like, there was nothing to even test. They just automatically said, yep, positive, positive, positive. So we know for sure that it's inflated, even if it was real. But I don't believe it's real. I mean, even cops aren't wearing masks when the media ain't looking, because they know. They know. Cops know. I've seen it firsthand myself. The Oregonian posted a video of it. There was a security camera of cops in a restaurant coming in not wearing masks, but I've seen it firsthand when they locked me up for protesting with Black Lives Matter, because I threatened to run the cops over when they were tear gassing a crowd full of women and children and kids and dogs and a llama, one llama. So don't say I ain't an ally. Alright, I've risked my life for this movement more than most of you crybaby protesters telling me that I'm not an ally, I'm not a racist. As soon as I say something that goes against the narrative, the mainstream narrative. Anyway. So we know for sure that it's inflated at the very least. But now, governor's orders, even list exemptions. But the governor's orders now is you have to wear a mask when you're alone, but you don't have to wear a mask when you're sitting down at the table. Like, COVID just stops at the table. It's so courteous, so polite. So, they're eating. Nope, we gotta wait till they're done eating. Can only catch them when they're in line. It makes no sense, okay? So anyway, yesterday on the 4th of July, I stand up for my constitutional rights as a Native American. And I think people forgot that America was founded, or, well, they came here and took over my ancestors' land. The part of my DNA that's Native American. The other part of my DNA ain't from England, Irish and Norwegian, so it won't part of my DNA that took over part of my DNA. Anyway, as a Native American, the colonizers came here and took over our land so we could have freedom of religion. So I'm going into restaurants, doing food deliveries, that's what I do for a living. And I don't wear a mask, because God don't want me to wear a mask. God told me not to wear a mask. That's my spiritual beliefs. And on the 4th of July, Next Level Burger, which is a all plant-based burger joint. First ever as far as, I think it's first ever. And it's filled with most people that ain't vegan. It's very clear because they're obese, overweight. And if you're vegan, you're not going to be obese and overweight. Alright? And this one chick's always salty when I come in, whether I tip or I don't tip. No matter how nice I am, she's always got an issue. I don't know what the problem is with me other than I'm fit and clearly vegan, and she just works there because it's cool, probably. She says, oh, I work at a vegan place. I might not be vegan, but I'm like one of y'all because I work there. That's probably what it is. So anyway, they're the only place in all of Portland that actually went to the extreme they did yesterday and just keep demanding that I wear a mask, even though I tell them I'm exempt. It's even in the governor's orders, a list of exemptions, medical, spiritual beliefs. If you're under the age of 12, in Lincoln County, if you're black, you don't have to wear a mask at all. That's completely random. Just another thing to test us to see how gullible we are. Testing us, and we are failing, most of us. Anyway, let me not digress too much. So, I refuse to go. One of the customers that threatens to attack me, who's like 3 times my size, says I'll smash my head in the wall. I tell him, go ahead, try it. I'll defend myself. Go ahead, do it. He does nothing. I'm irritated, so I leave to go check on my service dog in the car. And, yeah, let's leave it at that. Take a breather. And then, I wait outside, which is what they wanted. I refused to wear a mask. I wanted to wait outside, so technically I complied, just not exactly when they wanted me to. But then they canceled my order. My food delivery order. So I go in, I ask for the manager's name, and I tell her that I am suing, because that's discrimination. It's protected by our Constitution. Freedom of religion, spiritual beliefs. It's why we came to America. So they're denying a Native American man his spiritual beliefs in America on the 4th of July. I'm like, wow, it's as hypocritical as it can be. So ironic. And then as I'm doing that, this like 6'3", 300-pound, I'm not exaggerating, cook comes from the back. Looks like a woman with long blonde hair, but I'm pretty sure it was a man. So I don't know what it wants to be referred to as. I don't care to be politically correct on this. So I'm just going to call it it. So it came out and said, we have the right to deny you service. And then shoved me out the door. I'm like, you can't assault me. And you do not have the right to deny me service over a constitutionally protected right. Because, I mean, you can, but then I can sue, which I am. Just like Crunch Fitness denying me access to my service dog because of my disability, because he's a pit bull. But they said, oh, he's a puppy. He can't be a service dog. He has to be trained for 6 months. A bunch of bullshit that ain't true because they don't know their actual law. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Shows me out the door and then continues to push me like another 15 feet, thinking she's a linebacker or something. Like an offensive lineman in football, technically, is what it would be. So, I'm just in shock. I'm like, wow, not only are you in the clock, but you're actually, like, assaulting me right now over the stupidest thing. So, oh, and then she says, go ahead, swing on me, which I wasn't even about to. Go ahead, try to swing. I'm 3 times your size. Kind of irked my nerves a little bit. So I said, I don't give a fuck how big you are. That don't mean shit. So, and then it moves its hands from my chest to my throat, wraps its hands around my throat. So that's when I'm like, oh, green light. Now I could definitely defend myself. No questions about it. So I grab one hand, wrist control, remove it, and I'm about to start using my jiu-jitsu skills to defend myself. But then it takes its other hand and starts to pull my hat down off my head, blocking my view. And I notice my feathers getting crunched up. So I take my hat off, make sure my feather's not messed up. And then I throw my hat on the ground next to my phone that's on the ground. And then I back up and I look at him like, now you're about to get punched in the face. I was pissed and it could tell. And then this guy with a bald eagle and an American flag on his shirt came up, and he did the right thing as an innocent bystander. He tried to be neutral and shut it down, de-escalate. But I didn't like that he came at me first. He's like, hey, stop it, looking right at me like I'm attacking it. I'm like, what do you mean? She's attacking me, is what I said at the time. Well, she's attacking me, what the fuck are you talking about? And then looks at her and says, he'll leave. And looks at me, right? I'm like, no, not right. I will not leave. I'm like, fuck that. And then it sees I'm distracted and starts to turn around and go back in. I'm like, fuck that. No. You go clock out. It's on now. And I go pick up my phone, because I'm smart. I know it's me my word against all the employees. And I make sure I get it on video first. Then the manager wants to block the door so I can't get her employee that has assaulted me on camera. And I'm like, fuck out of here. Move out the way. I'm getting this bitch on camera. Open the door. It's another employee blocking the other side of the door so I can't get in. I ain't stupid. I ain't gonna push that person out the way on their camera. Look like I came in to assault this person. I just zoomed in. Couldn't really get the face because wearing a mask, but you can see it's a tall, fat bastard in the back. I'm a little mad, so I talk some shit, you know. Tell him, are you stupid? I don't care if you're tall and fat. That's what jiu-jitsu was made for. A little guy like me can take you out. It's literally what jiu-jitsu was invented for. These people are just circling around being nosy, I swear. You're not gonna distract me. Anyway, social justice warriors is what that restaurant was filled with. It was very obvious. And they felt like they were doing the right thing. They probably recorded it, put it on the internet, and said, Kevin going wild. When really, they were the ones being the Karens. Not me. But that's fine. You know. I've even gone there before with a Black Lives Matter pin on. This one, to be specific. But, I don't know. Maybe they thought I was trying to clown them. Like I said, they always had an issue when I go in. Anyway, let me continue how they're hypocrites. So veganism, extremist hypocrites, because I support wild-caught meat. It's a different belief. I literally do everything the same as them for over 3 years. But I'm not vegan, so I don't claim to be vegan anymore. I say plant-based, but now I'm switching to herbivore. That's what it really is. And then our rights. And then, you know, they say that the government's corrupt, but then they turn around and believe everything the media says. That makes no sense. Just nobody's a critical thinker anymore. That's my biggest thing. And then they just go around and just randomly spread false truths. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Okay, let's get into that. Ooh, touchy subject. I agree that all lives matter. And I agree that Black lives can't matter until all lives matter. I get that some of these triggered Kevins are saying all lives matter just because they're triggered, not because that's what they actually believe, and it's a slap in the face to those in the Black Lives Matter movement. I support Black Lives Matter as a concept and what they say they stand for. However, the organization themselves, the actual founders, from what I hear, I don't know for sure yet, are 3 lesbian feminists who hate men openly. And they actually work for the Democratic Party, and all the hundreds of thousands, the millions of dollars, whatever it is donated, is actually going to Democratic campaign and politicians, not to what they say it does. So, and I've seen too many contradictories with my own 2 eyes in the Black Lives Matter movement from the leaders who won't meet up with me. A public figure who has risked his life multiple times, went to jail, lost his truck, home, business. I've sacrificed so much for this movement. I've been so active in the protests. It makes no sense that these leaders refuse to meet with me. Not even in person, just to FaceTime. Like, I just want to talk and not to question them. Literally, I'm saying, hey, let's come up with some solutions that everyone can agree on. Like, everyone keeps talking about the problems, but no solutions. And I have some really good ideas. I'd like to talk, brainstorm, and see what your ideas are. You know, collaborate. They don't want to. They literally say, I don't owe you nothing. I'm like, I didn't say you owed me shit. I'm just saying, us community leaders need to come together. None of them want to. So that was fishy to me. So now, until someone shows me, or the people, not just me, where the money is actually going, I can't support Black Lives Matter, the organization, anymore. I'm damn sure not going to give them a penny, and I hope you don't either. And as far as black people, y'all some hypocrites when it comes to voting for Democrats. Makes no sense. Democrats, historically, are the racist. They were founded by racists. The Republicans were founded by black people. I'm neither Republican or Democrat or conservative or liberal. I'm independent. As an independent thinker, I think for myself, as all of you should be. I have some conservative beliefs, and then I have some liberal beliefs. I'm in the middle. Pretty neutral. That's why I'm making these videos now. Because I'm tired of the lies. I'm tired of the misinformation and the false narratives. I'm tired of conservatives saying racism isn't real. It's a myth. It's a lie. And I'm tired of liberals exaggerating and literally just trying to get 5 seconds of fame by just accusing everybody of being racist left and right, making all these Karens going wild videos. Some of them are legitimate, I can tell. I'm a psychologist, I can tell when people are bullshitting. I'm like a human lie detector, and I can tell when someone's literally just false painting someone racist so they can get an internet video and make it famous, which is fucking up the movement. And then you got these kids who, oh yeah, let's get into this. The ones destroying shit and looting, big hypocrites. Y'all are just destroying random businesses because you just want to be a kid and destroy shit. That's really what it is. It ain't for no black lives. It ain't for the movement. You're destroying random businesses. It isn't targeted. It isn't, like, strategic at all. That's how black businesses get burned down and looted. Like, if you're targeting Wells Fargo, Bank of America, I get it. That makes sense. But you're not. You're not burning those down. You're not spray painting those. Target? That was a good one, because you go into Target, they got children mannequins wearing sexually provocative clothes. That ain't cool. Like, they're promoting pedophilia. By the way, the LGBTQ, whatever it's called, community, I don't know how true it is, but they're trying to get pedophiles to be protected as a sexual belief for some shit. Man, if y'all are on board with that one, that should tell you that there's some satanic agenda in that. I'm not saying gay people are evil. I've had plenty of gay friends throughout my life. And they kind of hypocritical here too. Gay people. Y'all tell me you're born gay, but not saying all, because when you say all, you're automatically wrong. But every gay friend I've ever had, they tell me they're born gay, but then they turn around and tell me they believe they can turn any straight man gay. Which is why I don't hang out with gay people anymore, because they get annoying after a while. They always think they're going to turn me gay, and that's the only reason I'm friends with them. Like, no, I'm friends because I'm not prejudiced against gay people, but not because I'm closet gay and you're gonna turn me gay one day. Like, okay, but my point is, if you believe you're born gay, then how are you gonna believe you can turn any straight man gay? Either you're born gay or you're born straight, right? According to your logic. So how are you gonna turn me gay? Alright. Oh, transgenders. So I was in the gym doing jiu-jitsu with a social justice warrior, and she told me that I'm transphobic if I'm not willing to date a tranny. I'm like, what? I'm like, no. if I'm willing to be friends with a tranny and not hate them, then how am I transphobic? I don't have to date them to not be transphobic. That makes no sense. And they're like, well, why not? I'm like, because I like vagina? It's like, well, you can have sex without putting in vagina. There's other ways to have sex. I'm like, I think you missed the point. That's my sexual preference. I like vagina. I'm like, but let's go a little further. I like the possibility of making babies. Trans woman can't do that for me. You can adopt. I'm like, I want my own baby to be part of me, my flesh and blood. I'm like, if you can't get this, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, me not dating a trans person does not make me transphobic. That's how far you social justice warriors go. Y'all are that extreme. You make no sense. You're just spewing out crap. Not all of you, but a lot of you. Oh, let's see, what else? Good examples. I didn't plan for this video. This is really just a random rant, so. Can you stop eating my feather? Stop. Thank you. Let's see. Excuse me for my lost train of thought. La Familia over everything. Shirt says relax. Enjoy the moment. Oh yeah, get out of your mind and into your body. That's another solution. Meditation. Open-eyed meditation. A lot of people in their mind too much on the social media. Just draining themselves. Like, get out and be active. Like, if you really want to make a difference, be the change you want to see. Change starts from within. And that's real. Lead by example. All the greatest leaders lead by example. They don't be out screaming hate. Hate can't drive out hate. Only love can do that. Martin Luther King, and I quoted Gandhi prior to that. In case you didn't already know. Oh, yeah. Hypocrites. So this cancel culture shit. Y'all ain't even bringing down the right statues and shit. Okay, like Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. He was assassinated, so that's a good indication that he was a good man. Because they only assassinate you when you going against the status quo. Kind of like social justice warriors do to us. As soon as you go against anything they say or believe, they want to chop your head off. Okay. JFK. I hear they want to take down JFK. Whew. I will stand up and protest, riot myself against that. Y'all ain't taking on no JFK statues. That was, in my opinion, the greatest president ever. He literally, after Andrew Jackson, he was the only president to warn us about the Federal Reserve being privately owned and the Illuminatis, what they call them now, but the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the corporations and families that actually own and run this country. JFK, you pay attention to his last speech before he's assassinated. Clear as day what he's talking about. Clear as day. Anyway, assassinated. It's proof he was a good man. Andrew Jackson warned us long before we're at where we're at now, and they're also telling us that we're long overdue for a revolution, which only takes 3%, by the way, to revolt against our corrupt government. Conservatives, you're hypocrites in the way that you also think our government's corrupt, yet you blindly believe these FBI statistics that black people aren't being brutalized or murdered. Just because we don't see all of them doesn't mean it's not happening. And yeah, you are right that it just so happens that the ones we do find out about happen to be the controversial ones, like George Floyd, who had been incarcerated for robbing a pregnant woman at gunpoint and pointing the gun at the pregnant woman's belly. They knew we would get mad and come up in arms and protest because of how he was killed. They knew they were on camera, and I think those cops were hired to do it, to set us off in rage. But then they knew we'd look like stupid, hypocritical kids, not realizing that he wasn't the best person to martyr like Elijah McClain. It even rhymes. Say his name, Elijah McClain. Like, that's who we should have been starting out with. Like, we should have been martyring him. Not to say George Floyd deserved to die how he did. He didn't. We all agree on that. but I think Elijah McClain would have been better to put on t-shirts and paint more murals and call him a hero. And then George Floyd could have been just another many names that most people don't hear, versus all the good names are on the back burner. Like locally here in Portland, the people that died in Portland. Which tells me that statistics can't be true, because we all personally know people that were killed by cops. Yet Candace Owens says there's only 12 in 1 year that was killed by cops. Can't be accurate. But even if it is, police brutality is real. Racism is real. It's not a myth. Cops admit out their own mouths that they profile black people to meet their quota. There's plenty of documentaries on it. The movie Just Mercy was about how black men are wrongly put in prison. There's been multiple times someone was in prison for like 40 years. And then they finally get out when there's now new technology with DNA tests that shows that it couldn't have been them. There's a lot of people in prison that are innocent, and it's been proven, and a lot of them are black, people of color. People say we lose money in prisons. It makes no sense. Prisons are privately owned and constantly growing. Like, America has more people incarcerated than anyone else in the world. I think 25% of our